Are they talking about this at DJX? I bet they're not. Stay tuned for more videos about things they're probably not talking about at DJX this week. I made a post about an hour ago on politics and religion, and I made the suggestion that as business people, maybe it's a good idea to not display these things or talk about these things because they're divisive, and you may alienate somebody who you could have done business with. I had some really good feedback come in, and I guess I wasn't as clear as I should have been in the video, so let me try to be a little more on the nose with some of this stuff. So, the example I gave was a post that I read where somebody was at a wedding and the mother of the bride walked up to the DJ and said, "Hey, could you please take that cross off of your neck? I find it offensive." And the DJ said, "Why?" The clergy or the officiant has a cross around his neck and holding a Bible. And they said, "Well, I can't tell them what to do, but I can tell you what to do because you're the DJ." And it caused a problem. The bride and groom got involved. The mother was crying. It was drama. Now, let's be real here. Would you have thought that in a million years, wearing a cross at a Christian wedding would have been something that was divisive or would cause some kind of drama or controversy? I wouldn't. But it did. Which was kind of my point. Somebody asked me, "Hey, what are you suggesting? You're saying he should have taken the cross off?" I'm not suggesting he should have done anything in that situation that he was particularly in. I mean, whatever he did, he did. Who am I to say? What I'm suggesting is maybe not wearing the cross in the first place would have been the smart move. I know a lot of people have religious beliefs and political beliefs, and they're proud of them, and I'm not suggesting you shouldn't have religious or political beliefs. I'm only suggesting that there's a chance they could be divisive. Somebody else made a comment where they said, "Hey, I disagree. I talk religion and politics all the time with people, and usually they agree with me, and it's a great conversation starter, and some people just don't know how to talk to people." And I looked at this person's profile, and they're from somewhere in Australia, where I'm sure it's a very different culture than what I have in a major metropolitan area in the United States. We have a diverse culture here. There are people all around me who worship different and vote different and have different thoughts and different ideas on things. And you know what? I don't discuss these things with my neighbors. I discuss lawn care. I discuss traffic. I discuss beautiful days and things like that. Those are things that we can all have a conversation about without debating or being divisive or anything like that. I also brought up that friend of mine who's a rather high-profile DJ who's got a lot of things going on, who brings up politics all the time. I mean, makes posts about it on his social media, talks to people about it. It's unsolicited. It's nothing that anybody else brings up. He brings it up, and he debates about it, and he puts people in their place on social media when it comes to this stuff. You know, I put him in their place. When I talk to him, he talks about it. I'm suggesting this is not serving him well. I'll take it a step further. I know it's not serving him well. I know that he has alienated a lot of people professionally by bringing this stuff up. Not because he believes these things, but because he can't shut up about them. You can believe whatever you want, but hey, do you have to throw it in everybody's face? Do you have to crusade constantly? I mean, live and let live, man. That's what I do. And if you feel different, that's okay. I'm only making a suggestion. And I'm talking about business. It's a good idea to do this with friends and family and neighbors too. I believe this. You may not, but with business, absolutely 100%, I believe you keep all of these things out of it, because otherwise you're casting a narrower net. You're going to alienate people, and they're not going to want to do business with you. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Something else that I wanted to bring up is, you know, sometimes you're not the person who's bringing up politics and religion. Sometimes it's somebody else. I told a story where when I was young, I was at a gig and somebody said something to me. I don't remember what it was, but it was something that I didn't like, and I ended up having an argument with him about it. I was at a multi-op at the time, went back, talked to my boss, told him about it, and he said, hey, next time, just say hell yeah. Absolutely, I agree, and smile and walk away. I said, well, why would I do that? I don't feel that way. He said, because you're not there to argue this stuff. You're there to entertain them and be the DJ. And he was right. I think he was right. So that kind of brings up the question, what do you do when somebody else brings this stuff up? Especially if it's something that you may find offensive or you don't agree with. I think tolerance is super important. I mean, somebody has to be the adult in the room, ultimately, right? Somebody has to be the voice of reason here. I don't agree with so many things that I hear people say to me when I'm out and about. I'll tell you this one gig that I did. It was well over 10 years ago. And I was kind of flying blind on it a little bit. One of their guests had hired me to do the wedding. It was like a friend of the family's had hired me to do the wedding. I didn't know much about the couple. It was out of state. And at the time, I had a young daughter. And I said, hey, do you want to go to this gig with me out of state? It'll be fun. Let's go on a road trip. She said, yeah, let's do it. So I go to this gig. And the people at the event were very racist bikers. I don't know their affiliation. I don't want to guess what they were, but some of the things they were saying, I was really embarrassed because I had my little girl there with me. Well, I obviously didn't agree with anything they were saying. But I was in this weird position, right? And I had to explain to my probably 12, 13-year-old daughter at the time, hey, look, I'm sorry about this, but we're just going to have to be cool and get through this. We're going to have to avoid conversation with these people and just do the gig and smile. It was a very awkward position. But I was there not to argue this stuff with them. I was there to DJ a wedding that a very nice person had hired me to do and paid me well for. You don't have to agree with anything I'm saying, guys. You don't have to do anything that I say. I am just throwing ideas and suggestions out there based on my life experience and some things that I think might serve you well. Do whatever you want to do. Believe whatever you want to believe. Worship however you want to worship. But when it comes to business, look, you're going to cast a wider net if you don't narrow your audience by saying divisive things. I don't know how else to say it. Do what you want with this. If you don't live in America or you live in a small town in the middle of nowhere and everybody thinks the same and worships the same and you want to discuss this stuff, you go right ahead. But where I live in a major metropolitan area, I mean, let's just pretend everybody here thought alike. There are guests from out of town. There are people who I run into all the time from somewhere else who aren't thinking the same as everyone here, and they're not believing the same things that people here believe in general. I've got to be courteous to them as well. Why not remain neutral and be everybody's friend? Why not be tolerant? For business sake. Okay? We're always talking about money and how important money is. Why would we do something to get in the way of that? Why not do something that doesn't hurt you and doesn't hurt anybody else? On your free time, you do whatever you want, but when it comes to business, anything that the public can see you doing, I'm just cautioning against it. That's all. That's it. So yeah, it's not about whether he should or shouldn't take it off the cross, or whether or not a person should or shouldn't believe this, or be boisterous about this, or be passionate about things. It's just about trying to understand that not everyone's going to think exactly like you. And if they disagree with you, this could interfere with your business. That's it. My video's over. And I'm not shooting any more videos about this. We're done. So, yeah. Are they talking about this at DJX? I bet they're not. Stay tuned for more videos about things they're probably not talking about at DJX this week. We'll see you next time. And if you're at DJX, I hope you're having a great time. I miss you all. practice, and enjoy.